UK politics decoded. So I've decided to do more videos recently about politics because most people in the world are aware that politics is a big joke. When I do videos about sports, it's breaking people's hearts, they can't handle it. When it comes to politics, people are open to what I'm saying. So check this out. Look at this image here. Got a 666 here. Okay. Gmail. Look at the logo, that of a Masonic apron. It's just so undeniable, guys. You need to stop voting. All right? You need to stop arguing over who would do the best job as Prime Minister or President of our nation. All these people, guys, are working for Lucifer. And for far too long, we as a society have allowed ourselves to be taken in by this. We've convinced ourselves that one person is running a country. How naive can we be? So check this out. The Tory saga since 2010. David Cameron. Cameron was the 53rd person to be Prime Minister of the UK. And he left office in 2016. 53 is the 16th prime. 16, guys, is 4 times 4, and we know Liz Truss resigned 44 days after she became the PM. So David Cameron was the Queen's 12th Prime Minister, and he announced his resignation exactly 37 weeks after his birthday. Then he actually would resign a span of 12 weeks after the Queen's birthday, guys, and 37's the 12th prime. It's all by a code, guys. It is honestly all by a code. And your David Camerons, guys, your Theresa Mays, your Boris Johnsons, your Liz Trusses, your Rishi Sunaks, they're all working for Satan. It's as simple as that. Are they Freemasons and Satanists? No doubt. People say, well, they're working for the Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, and all of this. No, they're working for Lucifer. The European Union referendum. On the 24th of June 2016, 24th of June is the anniversary of modern-day Freemasonry being founded. And just know that 6 times 6 times 6 gets you 216, which is Prince William's birthday, the 21st of June. The result was declared that the UK voted to leave the EU after 43 years of membership, exactly 43 weeks after the Queen's birthday. I also find it interesting that the most prominent, significant and important person who is tied to Brexit is Nigel Farage, the guy who was born on April the 3rd or 4-3, which is the date we're told Jesus died. Lucifer in Gematria equals 43. Super Bowl 56, which was so connected to the royal family. That ended with 43 points, didn't it? And then Brady wins Super Bowl 55 at age 43 in the Satanic Super Bowl that I called at the beginning of the season. Then even though the UK withdrew from the EU after 47 years of membership, yes, 47, guys. The Freemason compass is set at 47 degrees. Interestingly, the number 43 seemed to be relevant again as the UK left the EU 43 months after the referendum and 191 days into Boris' premiership, who was the Queen's 14th Prime Minister. 191 is the 43rd prime, 43 is the 14th prime. And Boris's premiership, guys, I've told you the Premier League is all run by Lucifer as well. Then we have Theresa May. May became Prime Minister after the UK voted to leave the EU 41 years after voting to remain to become the Queen's 13th Prime Minister. 41 is the 13th prime, guys. It's why Kobe Bryant died at age 41 with his 13-year-old daughter. Theresa May lasted 3 years in office into the 9th year of Conservative rule, where she was replaced by the third consecutive Prime Minister in this period. Guys, the square root of 9 is 3, because 3 times 3 gets you 9. That's why coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 11/3, the 11th of March, because 11 times 3 is 33. As the Queen's 13th PM, she announced her resignation exactly 130 days before her own birthday, like 13. As the 76th Prime Minister, in her resignation speech, she announced she would resign on 7/6, though she wouldn't actually resign on this date. How interesting. How interesting as well that the Georgia Guidestones came down on 7/6, on George Bush's 76th birthday. And George Bush Sr. was the 41st President of the United States of America. And 9/11/2001, yep, that tragic day in New York occurred on 9/11/2001. And when you add up 9, 11, 20, and 1, you get 41. And who was the president during 9/11? George Bush Jr., who was the 43rd President of the United States of America, because everything's synced up, everything is coded, and the work I do every single day shows that. Theresa May, guys, she resigned after 3 years and 11 days. And coronavirus was declared a global pandemic on 3/11. Guys, England won the 1966 World Cup. They conceded 3 goals and scored 11. Our whole realities have been coded, guys. No doubt about it, we've been living in somewhat of a coded reality. Brexit completion. Anybody who voted for Brexit obviously doesn't have a brain cell. So the UK left the EU in 2020, all right, which is the year coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. After 26 years of membership since the establishment of the EU, not EEC, in November 1993. 26 years of membership, guys. Queen in Gematria equals 26. She was born in 1926. She became the Queen on February the 6th, 26, the day her father died. Her mother died at age 101, the 26th prime. She was coronated on the 2nd of June, a date that can be written 26. We know Kobe and Gianna died on the 26th day of 2020. There's 26 letters in the alphabet. My Patreon, guys, got taken down on the 20th of June, 26, 2 months and 6 days after my birthday. God equals 26 in Gematria. All right? Everything that's going on here, guys, is not being coded by man, although man may be aware of the code. I'm aware of the code, and I'm a regular guy who picked up this knowledge in 2020. Imagine you've been aware of this code since you was a child. So here's a full breakdown of prime ministers since 2019. Let's start with Boris Johnson, okay? Boris became the Conservative Party's 19th prime minister. COVID-19, anybody? In 2019, aged 55, to become the 55th different person to become the UK prime minister. Satan in Gematria gets you 55. 5 plus 5 is 10. 55 is the 10th Fibonacci triangular number. 10 Downing Street, anybody? Satan gets you 55 and 10. As the 19th Conservative Prime Minister, he won the 2019 election. He was the Tories' third Prime Minister in their 9th year of rule since 2010 as well. 9, told you, is 3 times 3. He was also the 77th Prime Minister, and he announced his resignation on 7/7, exactly 1 year after England won the Euro 2020 semi-final against Denmark, and exactly 17 years after the anniversary of the 7/7 bombings, and 17 is the 7th prime, and he resigned with 177 days left in the year. The Jesuit order equals 177 in Gematria. Then we have Liz Truss, who I predicted would resign, and 2 days later she resigned. Truss became Prime Minister aged 47 for the Queen's 15th and final Prime Minister. 47 is the 15th prime. I told you that the Freemason compass is set at 47 degrees. Guys, the Basilica was struck by lightning at the Vatican on 2/11, February the 11th, the 47th prime. That was very, very biblical. Look it up. Truss was the 78th Prime Minister in the 12th year of the Conservative rule in 2022. 78, guys, is the 12th triangular number. Truss announced her resignation after 15 MPs publicly called for her to go. And it was exactly 15 weeks after Boris announced his resignation. She then actually left office 47 days after the Queen died. The announcement of her resignation was also exactly 26 weeks after the Queen's final birthday. And as I told you, the Queen was born in 1926. She became the Queen on 2/6, coronated on the 2nd of June 2/6. First full year as monarch, age 26, because she became the Queen at age 25. She was the 4th Tory Prime Minister in their rule since 2010. She lasted exactly 7 weeks in office. 7 is the 4th prime. Lucifer gets you 74 in gematria, guys. Why do you think the US Independence Day is on 7/4? Rishi Sunak. Truss resigned so quickly, which ensured that the 79th Prime Minister would come in 2022. 79 is the 22nd prime. Society of Jesus equals 79. Sunak was announced that he would become the first Indian Prime Minister of the UK on the 24th of October 2022, the date of the Indian festival of Diwali. And Sunak, guys, became the first Indian Prime Minister of the UK exactly 3 weeks before King Charles's 3rd birthday for the 3rd Prime Minister of the year. And Rishi Sunak's birthday was exactly 3 weeks after Queen Elizabeth's 96th birthday. Yes, Queen Elizabeth, who had a 4-day Jubilee celebration. 4 times 24 gets you 96. She died at age 96. There's 24 hours in a day. This is insane, guys. I am decoding the Matrix here. Much shout out to Alto as well, who's on this. 2023. Remember Super Bowl 56 finished 2023, and I said it would be that scoreline at halftime. I keep saying 2023 is going to be an absolutely enormous year. The economies are going to completely crash. All around the world, England and the US are going to get destroyed first. I've been calling this for a long time now. A long time. 2023 will be 13 years of Tory rule. Okay? 13 years of Tory rule. 13 Illuminati bloodlines, by the way. Where there can be 6 prime ministers in that period. Cameron, May, Boris, Truss, Sunak. 13 is the 6th prime. Expect Sunak to go next year as well for at least one more Tory PM in their rule since 2010. So mark that in your calendar. Alright, I told you Truss would resign. I told you Truss would become the Prime Minister with a phenomenal code. I told you Sunak would replace Truss. I've shown you all the numbers behind why Boris Johnson resigned on 7/7 when he was the 77th Prime Minister. I've shown it all at this point. I predicted the Queen's death 2 years ago, that she would die at age 96 right before the World Cup. She did. She did. I've got a book about it. If you want to read it, email me. It's an unbelievable book. If this knowledge is intriguing you at this point, you have to get on my website. You have to read that Queen book. You have to read my Kobe Bryant book. You can't be half in with this knowledge, guys. You have to be all in. It's as simple as that. It really is as simple as that. So this is very similar to why Labour were in power for 13 years, from 1997 to 2010. Okay? Because we're on some sort of a loop, guys. We're on some sort of a loop. History does repeat itself. It literally does, all by a code. And when you learn the date durations, you learn your prime numbers, your Fibonacci sequence, triangular numbers, pentagonal numbers, and you're not naive, you can see that we're living in somewhat of a loop. It's undeniable. Knowledge is power, guys. It gives you strength. It gives you strength. It gives you God's armor. Why do you think they're censoring so many people? Why do you think they took down my platform? They're scared of the majority of the world gathering this sacred knowledge, because when the majority do gather this knowledge, and many will, because we're living out Revelation, all is being revealed. By the way, Sunak became the Prime Minister at age 42, and the beast reigns for exactly 42 months. And that's why I've said look out for 9/11/2023, because it's exactly 42 months after coronavirus was declared a global pandemic. Very interesting. This is very similar to why Labour were in power for 13 years from 1997 to 2010. Brown was the 6th Labour PM. Look at his last name as well, Brown. And now we have the first Indian Prime Minister in the UK. The mockery is off the charts, guys. And do not allow yourself during these times next year in England, guys, where the country's going to collapse. Don't blame it on this one person, guys. On Rishi Sunak. Do not fall for their racist card either. Rishi Sunak is a soulless vessel who works for Satan. Like all of these people at the top of politics and the entertainment industry, they're soulless, guys. They're being used by Satan. So I'm going to leave you with these Bible verses. Romans 16:17. I appeal to you, brothers, to watch out for those who cause divisions and create obstacles contrary to the doctrine that you have been taught. Avoid them. Timothy 4:1. Now the Spirit expressly says that in the latter times some will depart from the faith by devoting themselves to deceitful spirits and teachings of demons. That is these people, guys. The people you see on your TV at the highest level are possessed by deceitful spirits. You can see through their symbolism, guys. 2 Corinthians 11:13-15. For such men are false apostles, deceitful workmen, disguising themselves as apostles of Christ. Your likes of Russell Brand. And no wonder, for even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So it is no surprise if his servants also disguise themselves as servants of righteousness. Their end will correspond to their deeds. Don't you worry about that. And I'll leave you with this. John 8:44, speaking of the devil. He was a murderer from the beginning and has nothing to do with the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he lies, he speaks out his own character, for he is a liar and the father of lies. So don't be shocked, guys, when these deceitful workmen, these false apostles, lie to you, which they do every single day because they're working for Satan, who is the father of lies. Please share this video. I am giving everything I can to wake people up. I have the Holy Spirit within me. I have a fire lit within me, and I will do all I can to inspire people. Revelation is playing out. I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind, guys. Now is the time. Now is the time to have faith in Jesus Christ. Don't have faith in the system. Don't have faith in these politicians who lie to you every single day. And we've seen that historically, that we've been lied to by these politicians every single day. So why do we continue to believe in them? The word believe, that has lie in the middle. Have faith in Jesus Christ, guys, because Revelation is playing out. Mark my words, I have the Holy Spirit within me. I have no doubt in my mind that that is the case. Your vote doesn't mean anything. It is an illusion of choice. By voting, you are partaking in a satanic ritual. By going to these sports games, you are partaking in a satanic ritual. by sitting down in front of your TV, getting brainwashed by Satan. You're partaking in a satanic ritual, guys. By worshipping false idols, you are giving your sacred energy to the devil. So there you have it. I will keep putting out content like this. I ain't just in this to win people money at this point. This is far bigger than that. We are living out revelation. But Satan has already lost. But guys, it's going to get way more difficult before it gets better, and that's where you're going to need to have faith. Take care, much love, and please share this work, guys. It needs to be shared whilst I still have a platform. Much love, take care, and have a wonderful and blessed day. God wins.